welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing very well. Okay, I am finally back in Brighton and I am back to making daily videos for you all, and I am very excited. So thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate it, and let's get into the news stories that we need to talk about because there have been so many. Again, we are aware there are so many news stories that are happening right now with Trisha and Ethan especially. However, there's also a lot of news stories that are happening with other YouTubers, and today we're going to be talking about something that has happened with James Charles, Mr. Jimothy Charlemagne, which, by the way, talking about, like, I always say, like, Jimothy Charlemagne or whatever, like, I don't even know why I say that. Timothy Charlemagne, I've never thought was attractive. I've never seen the appeal until recently. Literally within the past, like, week, I'm like, alright, y'all, I see the appeal, alright. So, just with that nickname, I just want you to know you don't really care, and I completely, that's valid. Alright, okay, so anyway, we are going to be talking today about James. Look at my little stitch. Look, isn't this so cute? This is very cute. And also, my figurine, Nightmare Before Christmas. Where's my Nightmare Before Christmas stands? So, James is in very hot water right now because he was on his Instagram story and he was addressing what the fans wanted to know. Now, the fans wanted to know questions about makeup, about personal life, about scandals, and all the rest. All the drama, right? And so James took to answering some of them. And one of the questions was talking about one of his biggest regrets in his career. Now, without getting into it, because I don't think we need to, what do you, if I had to tell you that James Charles was asked what his biggest career regret is, does a little thing come to your mind? like, isn't there, like, a couple of year-long history events that maybe just pop into your head? Right? And that's not me being, oh my god, Bonnie is humping her toy. She's humping her toy like so funny. Sorry, it's so distracting. Oh my gosh. She's literally like, wow, Bonnie, please. Girl. Oh, she stopped. We still love you. Yeah, if you think about regrets that James might have in his career. Now again, this is about his career and things that have been made public. There is maybe 16-year-old reasons that would immediately pop into your head. Now for me, I would think that one of the biggest regrets of James's career would probably be the scandals that he was in with younger boys. Now, maybe I'm ridiculous for thinking that because James does not agree. And it's also interesting because a lot of people were like, stop like coming for James or whatever like that. It's like James chose to say these questions and answer them and put them on his like Instagram story with millions upon millions. And he put one, like how tone deaf is he that he put one up about career regrets? And this is the career, and so he's getting called out for what he said the career regret was, and he's also getting called out for like having that question up and not addressing what could possibly be a career regret. And I'm only laughing because of how ridiculous this is. Like, you would think, isn't this plant beautiful by the way? Because you would think that it would be quite easy to know what one of his career regrets would be. Now, I'm going to show you a video from 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, maybe like 4 years ago, where ironically James is sitting down and doing a collab with Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams, who we adore. And he is saying and doing the thing that he now says is his regret. So before we get to him answering the Instagram story and saying it, and it is about him dragging a celebrity for no reason, which again, he gets called out for all the time, so maybe a big regret. He gets called out all the time for just attacking women in the industry. Never men in the industry, but always women in the industry. Alicia Keys, Ariana Grande. And so this is the clip that James feels the most regretful of in his entire life. So it's only a minute long. We'll watch this to get a little bit of context, and then we will read what he has to say. But again, I just need to preface that James Charles was asked what his biggest career regret was, and he said this over
Who's been the rudest celebrity you've ever met?
Ariana Grande.
Can you talk about this?
Yeah, I guess.
Have you ever talked about this?
No.
This is everything. Hello, how have you been hiding? This is Gigi Gorgeous on your bed. It's everything.
First of all, what an interesting collab. What a fabulous grouping, you know what I mean? Like, not even just James and Shane, Ryland being there too. What a fabulous pairing.
I'm talking about because I really like Ariana. I guess I just had a really crappy experience with her, but I went to her show here in LA, and that's when I met Kim Kardashian for the first time, who was so nice. And I posted a bunch of videos on my story from the night. The next morning I had woken up and she had DM'd me. I was like, oh my god, thank you for coming, and she was so sweet, and I was like, oh, I love you the most ever in the world. To this day, I don't really have hard feelings about it. I think she's so talented, but...
It's important because we're only gonna watch this clip once. To hear everything that he's saying on why he had such a bad experience with Ariana Grande, because, spoiler alert, he literally says that, no. I literally just like choked on my own breath. What the fuck? I literally just choked on my own breath. I do that so much. Oh my god, I get so excited to talk that I go, oh my, how many times has that happened? Oh my god, I literally went, I just, it's the Jimothy Chalamet voodoo. He's coming through the screen down my throat. Well, actually, I'm not an underage boy, so he wouldn't do that.
She had followed me and DM'd me, and I was like, oh my god, love you the most ever, like, thank you. And she was like, oh my god, wish I knew you were coming, I think I would have loved to have you backstage. And I was like, oh. This is right after like all my scandals started happening, so I was gonna
So I assume that he's lying about her wanting him backstage as well, because, again, he's now speaking up saying that he lied about this entire thing. Which, are we surprised that James Charles lies about things? Are we?
a bunch of really, really angry tweets from her fans that were really mad that she had followed me. And literally 4 hours later, I started getting tweets like, wow, Ariana unfollowed James, like, the rat gets what he deserves, like, wow, love karma. And I was like, what the heck? So I checked, and she did actually unfollow me, like, literally 3 hours after she
Maybe
followed
you
me.
just tweeted her.
Probably. But I messaged her back, and I was like, hey, like, did I do something wrong? And she literally was like, hey.
Something so foreshadowing about a James Charles collab with Shane Dawson, in which Shane is wearing a Shanae shirt, and if you don't know, he got called out for doing that character because it was just very offensive, and using a Morphe palette.
Hey babe, like, I saw a lot of angry tweets from my fans and I would never want to disappoint them, so I unfollowed. And I sent back like a very like strong word message to you, and I was like, you have 100 million fans, it's really disappointing that you would like stoop to the level of listening to people bullying me just to like appease them.
Ariana Grande was like, this fucking, she's like reading this long ass message, like, how dare you, and she's like, what the fuck? She don't care.
But okay. I've always looked up to Ariana, and I think she's one of the most talented vocalists like of our generation. But it just really sucked that like I was literally getting bullied by her fans, and instead of like just ignoring it and like building a friendship, she literally like listened to them. And
building a friendship. Ariana Grande didn't want to build a friendship with James Charles, so he's out for revenge. What is this? So anyway, yeah, again, we'll read it, but he said that none of this happened.
Which is just like saying that like, that's okay to do.
Yeah, she could have done nothing, ignored it, and just kept DMing you.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have been that deep. That was a disappointing interaction.
Wow, have you never talked about that?
Wait, Shane, hold
No.
on.
That's everything. Ariana Grande unfollowed me? That's the title.
Like most celebrities that I've like met through like my job have been literally the sweetest ever. I think it's really cool because like through like having a lot of
I wonder if they would still be like that now, James. So, that is the clip in question. Oh, I spilt my green tea all over my computer. Oh, no. I always fuck it up in some way. Just a little bit. Okay, so now, again, in answering what his biggest career regret is, James Charles has said this. So basically, after that clip was posted online, by James, by the way, he immediately, obviously, got a lot of backlash from Ariana Grande fans by saying that he was just trying to attack her, he was trying to cancel her, he was trying to set her up, that she really didn't owe him anything, which she didn't, and that he was going to her show, and it's like, they're not friends. James said he wanted to be friends. At the end of the day, that's it. Ariana Grande is there to do a show. So, he ended up getting so called out for it, and so this is what he said. So someone was like, what did Ariana Grande do to you that you said that she was the rudest celebrity that you've ever met? So, James responded saying literally nothing. So, again, he has now just said that something he was so strong and passionate about not that long ago was complete and utter BS. Are we surprised, y'all? Are we surprised? Literally nothing. The fact that I said that is one of the biggest regrets of my career. That's interesting. That's one of the biggest regrets. James, that's one of the... No, I don't think so. Like, oh my god. That is one of the biggest regrets of my career, and it still follows me 4 years later, which sucks. I plan on talking about it in more depth when I filmed my review of REM, which is Ariana Grande's new makeup collection that's coming up. So he's basically forced to kind of have a good opinion of Ariana online now, so whenever he posts this collab, her fans who watch it don't just like dislike bomb the video and start sending him hate, and maybe he won't get PR and all like this. I don't even know if he would get it anyway, if you know what I mean. But it's ridiculous that he now is like changing his opinion, and he does this a lot. He's changing his opinion on Ariana Grande publicly because he knows that Ariana Grande is always going to be the winner and has a very successful makeup campaign launching, and he needs to also be in part of that, you know, success story. So he's now going to have a good opinion of her, so whenever it comes out and people are like, you said this about Ariana, he's like, no, that's one of the biggest regrets of my career. I love Ariana, I love this makeup. So that is what's happening here. And he did the exact same thing with It. You know the movie? A long time ago, he was shit tweeting while watching the movie in the theater, saying it was bad, saying it was boring, then got called out for it, and then when the movie got really popular, he had like fights with the like staff and, you know, cast online. Then when the movie got really popular, he did a bunch of YouTube videos milking the success of It and the cast members doing inspired looks. And he does that, he like flip-flops all the time depending on when he knows he's gonna have to film a video on something and he needs said fan base to be on his side. So that's what's happening with Ariana Grande here. I plan on talking about it in more in depth when I film my review of REM. All I can say is that I hope people will be open-minded and listen with an open mind and open heart. Jimothy. He's still wearing these damn lock earrings that he wore in that first video where he's like, sisters, I'm so desperate. You know that one? Dear Lord. So anyway, at the end of the day, do we now know that James lied about his experience with Ariana Grande? Yes. Do we know that he fabricated what probably did happen? Yes. Do we know that he now needs to be on her good side and her fans' good side for not only getting PR, but also because he's gonna have to deal with other people in the YouTube space who haven't just called Ariana Grande out for no reason and tried to attack her even though she didn't want to be her friend? And their videos are gonna do well and his isn't because the fans now have a bad reaction of him and he needs to change that? Absolutely. So, again, there are so many different angles on this, like that he just like lies on female celebrities, but also just that he's so openly being like, yeah, I just lied about that, you just wanted to talk shit. And also, regardless of that, how is that one of the biggest careers of your regret? Sorry, that is so fucking memeable. That is one of the I'm desperate, that. Like, I know we all have different, like, perceptions of events in our lives or whatever, but James, I would assume that yours is pretty clear that that was not a career high. But hey, if Ariana Grande not wanting to be your bestie boo is the biggest regret of your career, fair play. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're well. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one, and bye.